Hi, art students. It's time for another week of art. And first, let's do the Godzilla of the week. Okay, so here's how you voted. Um, Batra, Batra came in first for 10 votes. Giant Robo came in second place for 7 votes. And Biollante and Godzilla 54 came in for third at 3 votes each. So this week I'm going to show you Batra. Next week I will show you the second place winner, which is Giant Robo. So no quiz or survey for next time, okay? Because I'm going to have it. Okay, so here's Batra. Batra is similar to Mothra. He's like a kind of a evil Mothra, and he's pretty awesome. This is the Batra larvae. It's kind of like when he's in his worm stage, and he's pretty rad. I forget which movie he's in. I think he's in like I think it was a Godzilla versus Mothra. I think it's like 1993 version. I don't know. There might be a date on this. Anyways, but as a bonus, I'm going to show you the moth version of Batra. So here's the Batra. So this is when he becomes like Mothra, except he's like a bad. He's like evil Mothra, right? And he's pretty cool. This guy has been sitting in a box and he's gotten kind of warped. So it's kind of a bummer, but he's pretty cool. One of these days I'm going to have to take these guys out and repair them. And like, see, he's got a droopy wing. It's like, oh boy. Anyways, that's Batra. That's like flying Batra version. He's pretty cool. All right. So let's get on with the art portion of our project. Hi, sixth graders. Today we're going to start on our flip book. We have 3 weeks to work on our flip book, and we're going to do 2 different animations. Today we're going to start off kind of simple and just kind of draw a bouncing ball, and next week we'll do something more elaborate, fancy, and then the third week we'll add some color and trace stuff with a marker or like an ultra fine point Sharpie. That works best, or whatever you got. We'll make them look extra nice. Now, you all received or you should have gotten one of these books from school. Some have more pages than others. I took them from, like, I divided these books. They were too big and they fell apart actually. So I stapled it, so that's kind of nice. And we're going to draw. We're going to draw on both sides. So we're going to have an animation on this side, and then we're going to flip it over. We're going to have an animation on this side. In fact, let's start on the back, right? So we'll start on the back, so the staple is here. Because this animation is just going to be our bouncy ball. It's not going to be as, well, it's not going to be as cool as our next animation we're going to do. Now, first thing you want to do is put your name on it. So you're going to put your name on the back. Put the letter of the class you're in. So if you're in Woodhead, you put a W, circle it. If you're in Vanderdusen VD, circle it. And if you're in Corver K, right, you know, you get it. And we're going to draw a flip book. So now, if you're not familiar with what the flip book is, basically you're going to draw a picture on every page, like animation, and each drawing is going to move just a little bit on each page, and then you're going to keep drawing it, and it takes a while, so take your time. And then when you flip it, you will see like an animation happening, and it'll be really cool. Normally you're supposed to go from the bottom and like flip it like this, but let's try going this way. We're going to try starting in the front, and then we're just going to, like, you know, draw the picture underneath it, and then we'll try it that way because it flips easier this way. It flips easier from the front. But people do these in a lot of different ways. Sometimes people use index cards, and they'll have like a big clamp, and so that way they can like remove one page at a time. There's a lot of different ways on how to do a cool flip book. But anyways, we're going to just do it this way because it's kind of easier. One nice thing about starting from the back is if the paper was thin, which it's not, if the paper was thin, you would draw your picture and then you'd put your new piece of paper down and you'd be able to see your previous drawing and you would be able to kind of it would help you kind of put your new drawing in place. The problem is this paper is kind of nice and thick. It's like high quality paper, but it makes it more difficult for doing flip books. So that's why we're going to just go from the top and then just animate it back, which is not normally good. Okay. But it's good for what we got. It'll work. It works fine. You know, whatever works to make your animation, that's fine. So what are we going to do today? We're just going to do a simple ball animation. The ball's going to like kind of drop and kind of bounce, and you want to use all your pages, right? Now, yeah. So that's it. So let's start. Now I'm going to show you what to do. So I'm going to have the ball. It's just going to kind of go down, bounce. When it kind of hits here, the ball's going to kind of squish and kind of smash a little. It's got like kind of like a rubber effect, and then it's going to bounce. Once you bounce it up, you can have it kind of do whatever you want. You can have it shoot all the way around. It's up to you. You can just copy what I do if you want. That's fine. But if you want to make your bouncy ball a little different, that's fine too. I just want to see a nice animation. Remember, this is week 1 of week 3. We're going to do 2 animations. We're going to do the bouncy ball. Then next week we're going to flip it over and we'll talk more about doing more elaborate animations. But we'll do it here on the other side. So we'll actually have we'll be able to flip it this way and then we'll be able to flip it this way. Get maximized use out of our flip book. Now, one thing to keep in mind about your flip book is half of the flip book is you don't even get to see because it's really difficult to open your book really wide and flip it like that. Really, you only see half of it. So when you draw, imagine that you only kind of see this part of the book, right? Let me see if I can adjust this stupid thing. Let me adjust this. My camera. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. Let's see if is that gonna focus? Okay, but my point is you're only gonna see half of it. So don't draw your animation all the way over here. Really, think of it as this half. Like this part is your animation. I mean, it might go a little past it a little, but it's gonna be difficult to see anything on the side. Anyways, we're gonna draw our bouncy ball right here. So I'm gonna start by drawing. I'm going to start by drawing nothing. So there it is. My first page is just nothing. But the second page, I'm going to start having my bouncy ball. It's basically a circle. It's going to start coming in. So, I don't know. It's just like that. Just a little bit. And that's how animation works. You're going to draw a little bit at a time. So on my next frame, I'm going to draw that circle coming down a little more. You'll see a little more of it. So watch, I'll show you. But sometimes you have to kind of almost try not to fold your pages, but you want to be able to kind of see where it's going to go. So it's about right here. Okay. There. So you can see a little more of that. Okay. So then here's this one, and then the next one. Let's see what I got so far. Wow, magic. Like Mr. Smith, why am I starting with such a boring thing? Just to get the basics down. Okay. Don't make your bouncy ball too small. Make it kind of big. Okay, so now it's you can almost see all of it, so now I'm going to see all of it. The trick is trying to draw it right where it goes. Okay, so there's that one. All right. I'm trying to hold this paper over, but I don't want to fold it because then that'll kind of ruin it. All right. Okay. So this one's going to be, I don't know. Yeah. So it's down a little further. The trick is try to like you have to kind of like look behind your paper about where it's going to be, and then it's falling, right? It's falling, so it's just going to be a little lower. Whoa. Oops, that one got deformed. It's okay. Oh, you want to be careful you don't run out of pages too. Okay. I'm constantly looking back to see, how high up that other one was. Okay, so I don't know. It's not the best way to do this, but it'll work. Like, like they have these guys on YouTube. They're crazy. Like they'll have like a light table. They'll do one thing at a time. They'll like put it. They'll be able to compare it. I mean, that's optimal, right? We're just we're learning and having fun. But yeah, technically, if you had a light table, I don't know. There's like all kinds of things. If you have a better idea on how to do this, and you have stuff like a light table, or so I'm slowly drawing it, get down, right? It's falling. The more the less you the more pictures you draw to make it fall, the slower it will fall. And so that's kind of what I'm going for. The trick is I don't exactly know how many it's. I don't know how many pages I have, so I might run out. But that's okay. So again, I'm just drawing it lower and lower each time. Let's see. Here, let's check out the progress here. Yeah, so you can see it. Magic. So that's why we're starting off with something simple like this week. Next week we'll do something. It'll take way more time. This is just to kind of get the hang of it. Some of you have done these before, so you're like, it's easy. Okay, great, but still do it. I still want you to do it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. This is going to be about. Okay. About halfway through my page, so this is good. This one's going to be. Okay. Okay, so my hands are in the way. There it is. Okay. There it is. See how my circles aren't totally perfect? Don't worry about that. Like each frame is going to go by so quickly. You want to try to make it good. Okay. Okay, so now I'm approaching the bottom of the page. Okay. When I hit the bottom of the page, it's gonna kind of squish, kind of distort. So let's see. Let me try this here. Okay. There it is. Oh. Okay. So there it is. Okay, so the next one is okay, I'm gonna make it it's gonna almost touch. So this next one, I'm getting closer, so let's see, it's gonna like almost touch. Okay, so there it is. So now the next one, what I want to do is, and they teach you this in like animation classes, and they do all kinds of funny stuff. You want to exaggerate it hitting the ground because like you don't see it, but well maybe you see it, but when you bounce a rubber ball, it like compresses and then it like springs back out. And so it'll seem weird to draw that stuff, but in animation, the over exaggerated kind of action will make it. So I'm gonna make it kind of like it's. So here it's kind of like it got kind of squished a little, you know, almost like a gumdrop. And then it's gonna like, let's see, it's going to. Boy, I'm running out of pages here. Hopefully you didn't run out of pages. And then let's see, it's gonna like expand a little. Yeah, kind of like that, right? Kind of hit there. And then now it's gonna start springing back up. So let's see, it's gonna like, okay. There. So it's kind of like, oh, focus. So it's like, it kind of flattened and it's like, it's gonna like bounce back up. But I'm running out of pages here, so let's see what I can do. I mean, if you run out of pages, you run out of pages. So let's see, it's going to go like... Usually when it springs back up, it... I should have drawn that a little higher. It like... It's faster. But I'll do it on my next one. So let's see. And I'm running out. So let's see. So, and it's kind of... yeah. Okay, and then finally it's going to... So it went flat, and then it like... shot back up. It's a little skinnier, but now it's going to be more of like a circle. So let's see if I can make this more like a circle. Yeah, there. And then finally, let's see, I'm running out of, I got what, one more? Okay, here we go. And make it count. I didn't make it go high enough. That's okay. Okay, so let's try it. Yeah. Oh, that was kind of hard to do. I got this camera in the way. Let's see if I can do it like this. Oh boy. Oh, it's hard to do it fast. You can kind of see it. It's fun. Okay. So don't start on this next one until next week, right? If you want, you can do a different one. I mean, you still got a little bit of space over here. Another fun thing to do is, boy, and maybe you want to do it. See, the problem is you can't really. Well, let me try it. I'm gonna try to do a spinning thing. Let's see. I'm just gonna do it real quick. I'm gonna see if you can see it. I'm gonna do something tiny in this corner. So I'm gonna have a square. Let's see if I can see through this. Because you can do multiple little objects here, right? I mean, you can have multiple little things spinning and moving. Let's see if I can see through this. Nope. Okay, so here's the trick. We went from the top because a lot of my students kind of find that easier, but that's not typically how, I mean, it worked. I got it to work, right? But normally you go like this. Normally you go from the back. And then what you do is, if your paper is thin, which this paper is not thin, you can lay the paper on top and you can see through it. Now, if I hold this up to the light, which you can't really see, but if you put it on a window, so like if you have a window and light's shining through, you'll be able to see, it will show through the paper. And then you can see, and then you can draw. Or if you have a light table, if I have a light table, it would probably shine through this. But you probably don't have a light table at home, right? I do, because I'm an artist. But what I could do is I could... see, if I hold it, you can't see it, but if I hold it like this, I can kind of see through it a little bit. So I'm gonna try to spin this. I'm gonna try to spin this square, and let's see what it looks like. The other problem is you have to go like this. You can only have like two at a time. Wow, that's blurry. That's great. You see the magic. But yeah, 2 pages at a time. You can hold it up to a light or to a window, right? I can barely see this. Let's see. Which way is it spinning? Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'll try to spin this way. Oh. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to take forever doing it, but I could spin that square. I mean, another trick is I could, if I wanted to spin real fast, I could just do diamond stuff. Here, let me try it. So it's like diamond, square. This would be like a 2, and then I can go like, let me try this. Diamond. Diamond is like a 45-degree angle for that square, right? Let me try it real quick. Square. See, the trick is I don't know exactly if I'm getting it right on the good spot. Square. Let's try it. Okay, I got enough frames. Okay, let's see if it worked. It's hard to spin it that way. Okay, here we go. Oh, not so well. Looks like that square is doing something. But anyways, if I was more careful, I could get that thing kind of spinning. And so there's different kinds of animations you can do. But we'll talk about that next week. For now, we have that bouncy ball, which is kind of nice. Maybe I'll work on my square a little better. But if I was more careful and if I put it up to light, I could. Rotating animations are kind of fun too. Like you could have a design and it's spinning and moving around, or it's like kind of pulsating. You can do that, and it just stays in one place, but you modify it. But it's easier when you can see through your pages. But for now, we got a nice bouncing ball. Okay, so next week we will flip over and we'll do something more elaborate. We'll think about our ideas, what we want to do, probably have a stick figure person or something else. And then we'll draw that. So that's it. That's it for today. This is our first week of flip books. Oh, one more thing. If you mess up your flip book, too bad. So don't be careless with your flip book. These are expensive, and they're kind of, I don't have extras of these for you. So if you don't like it, like, oh, I don't like my animation, no, don't worry about it. Just remember, like I said, like if you don't like your bouncy ball, try to do something in the corner that's spinning or moving or, waving, I mean, you could just have simple animation in the corner. You could do lots of animate. This is kind of like the back is our test. So we got the bouncy ball, and then like anything else you want to add in the corners. I could draw something like over here, I mean, it's up to you. But the back is for practice. So like if you mess up on your bouncy ball, do something else on this back page. But don't flip it over. This is for our next week. This is for our main project. So don't be careless. Take your time, and if you don't like it, don't worry about it. That's just the way it's going to be, because I can't pass out extras because you're careless. We don't have enough of these. Okay, so that's it. So hopefully that was fun. And next week we'll do something more interesting with our flip book. And then our third week we'll add some color. So even though we did a boring bouncy ball, we'll add some color to it. And it'll look cool. Like we'll add some shading and stuff like that, and it'll look good. We can even add a little shadow down here. There's a lot of cool things you could do. Just, I mean, simple color to add, but it'll make the flip book kind of more fun and interesting. So that's it for this week. I hope you have a good week and weekend, and I'll see you next week. Okay? Bye.